Okay, Southern Miss. Southern Miss got a lot of football tradition out there. Their team has been good over the years. I think they've been to something like 8 straight bowl games, and I don't think they've had a losing record in, 15, 18 years, something like that. They got a rich tradition. Time out. Is that my phone? Every now and then you hit something and it does that. Sorry about that. Start over. All right. Southern Miss is a team with tremendous football tradition. They really have won a lot of games out there. They've been to University of Alabama and beat those guys at home. I know they beat FSU one year, I think Brett Favre, when he was playing in Jacksonville. And I know the 2 times when I was at Florida, we played them, we squeaked by them both times. In 1992, I think the final score was 24-20. And then later on, it was like a 21-7 game or something like that when we had really some real good teams there. So this is a group of players that believe they can certainly come in here and beat us. Their coaches already said they expect to beat us. And it's going to be a down to the wire, probably a very tough physical game for us. So we know that. We know it's a tough physical game. Very similar to a lot of our conference games this is going to be. So we're going to find out what kind of team we are early and go from there. I do hope we will improve certainly from first game, second game, and all the way throughout the season. But that's where we are right now. But again, Southern Miss, a good team, a veteran quarterback in Austin Davis. I think he started 2 or 3 years there, going on to his 3rd. And they play also another quarterback, Martavius Young, who's a very athletic type player, excellent runner. They have a big-time receiver who is probably taller than all of our guys, 6'6", DeAndre Brown, that had some big years there. So we'll have our hands full, as we know, and we're looking forward to Thursday night. Hopefully our fans will make it difficult for Southern Miss, be loud and screaming, and give us some help in that regard. So we're looking forward to the ball game Thursday night. Okay, any questions on anything? Bart, what you got? Oh, waiting on the microphone? Okay.
Coach, playing on Thursday night, it's been almost a tradition the last few years, and it gives your program some big national exposure early in the season.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. ESPN has put us on 5 of the 6 years I've been here now, Thursday night, opening college football. And I think it's a thrill for our players to be able to play the first game of the year. I know the Southern Miss coach, Fedora, has talked about what a tremendous opportunity it is for his team also to showcase your talents on national television in the first game of the year. So we realize many people, the other teams will be watching that are scheduled to play this Saturday also. So it's a tremendous opportunity, and we've been fortunate in our openers on Thursday night. Hopefully that'll continue here this Thursday.
Steve, what are the just the overall expectations from you for this team?
From me? I was going to defer that question to you. You know more about them than I do, don't you? But anyway, by the way, I wanted to ask you who you want to play at right guard this game. Got any ideas? Okay. Ron knows more about who should play quarterback than I do, so I wanted to know if he knew more about who should play right guard. But anyway, that's part of it. Our expectations for our team are to play very well, and we'll have some goals that we go over with our team, but we don't really put them out there publicly. That's within our team, whatever our goals are. But the object is to play a tough physical game and play with discipline and play smart and try to play to the best of our ability here Thursday night. Whatever other goals we have, we will sort of keep within the team, and but we do expect to have a successful season.
Coach, with Southern Miss returning about 9 players on defense, how do you rate their overall from a defensive standpoint?
Well, again, I don't know a lot about their team. We've just seen them on tape this summer. Their defense was pretty good last year. They think it's going to be a lot stronger since they returned everybody. They've talked about their defensive line being the strength of their team. They talked about their defense. This year is going to be the strength of their team. Again, you got to go play the games to just really find out where we all are at this time. But they're certainly coming in here with a lot of confidence, and they believe they're going to have really an outstanding season. I think they're talking about winning their conference championship. They're outwardly talking about it. So that's the type of team we're playing Thursday night.
Coach, the other night you were pretty pleased with the way that Steven and Connor performed in practice. How did they do last night? And in your mind, are they prepared to?
Yeah, they're doing
try their
okay.
best?
They're doing okay, and they're both scheduled to play. We're not quite as set on offense as we are on defense, although we may have some injuries on our defensive team and keep some players out. We'll just have to wait and see. But Steven did fine, and Connor's doing well. They're both going to play, and we'll go from there.
Coach, we know you like to mix it up, run and pass, but with a talented freshman like Lattimore, do you have a sense of what the running game will be this year, or how effective that mix will be compared to the past?
We certainly hope to run the ball very well, as all teams do, just about. We certainly believe our offensive line is going to play well at this time, and our quarterbacks certainly will play well. We're not good enough to stand back there and throw it 40, 50 times, and it's difficult for almost anybody nowadays to stand back there that long. There's too many blitzes, too many schemes. You can't protect your quarterback that well. So we certainly expect Marcus in the game early. If he doesn't start, he'll be in there early, and he'll have lots of opportunities, we hope. But again, we need to mix the pass with the run, and we feel like we got some outstanding receivers. So you hope to do it both well. Yeah, it depends on how the game plays out. If your defense scores, if your special team scores, then certainly you start running a little bit more. If you have to drive 80 yards to try to score all the time, you're probably not going to score a lot. So there's a lot more to the game than just who runs it the best or who throws it the best. The special teams are a big part of it, and we believe we've made some improvement in our special team play from last year.
Coach, have you guys
Yep.
have you guys decided who is going to start at quarterback and at running back and just don't want to share it, or are you still making up your own minds?
We probably got an idea who's going to start. I've generally always played the older guys first, unless something happens right before the game. But we've got a couple of days to see if somebody sprains an ankle or something before we send one out there. But usually, if the older guys have played pretty well during preseason practice, we go with them to start the game. How long they'll be in there, I don't know.
So at this point, it would be an injury that would change your mind. The performance is settled.
Well, one of them may have a great practice today. You just never know around here. Just stay loose, stay humble. I've never thought it was a big deal who started the game first play. The big deal is who plays most of the game, I would think.
Steve, have you been given any assurances that you'll get some sort of resolution on Saunders and the other guys prior to Thursday?
Well, Saunders is not going to be here. He's not on the team right now. The other couple or two or three or whatever it ends up, I don't know. But hopefully we will hear something in the next 2 days.
Saunders is still indefinite, suspended.
Yep, correct.
Steve, you've had four running backs rolling through the two positions, or sometimes the one position, and I think you said early on, or one of the coaches did, that ideally you want to have two guys ready to go, but you can't play four all the time. Has it settled down to which two it's going to be, or is that still in flux?
No, all four have not been rotating completely. Jarvis came back off that injury, so he's a little bit behind the other three right now. But the other three have been getting a lot of the reps. Kenny Miles, Brian Maddox, and Marcus. And there may be a time both of them are in the backfield together. So the two backs sat there.
But you think it'll eventually get down to two guys getting the predominance of the
Well,
carries?
it could, and usually a running back gets a little nicked up or something. Injuries could do that. But right now I'd say Jarvis is a little bit behind the other three because of his injury.
Steve, Steve, what has Connor shown you over the spring and fall that has you feeling that he is ready to be able to take snaps, so early on in his college career?
Well, he was here all spring practice, as you may well know, and he was here all summer. And, he's still a freshman. We really believe he's going to be a lot better next year and the year after that and so forth. But he's done a lot in the short time he's been here. And he knows the offense very well, just like Marcus Lattimore knows the offense very well. I believe some guys are fast learners, and there's some guys who really, really want to learn. Some guys are not fast learners and don't realize the importance of knowledge in playing this game. But anyway, he's performed well in the scrimmages. He's a good athlete. He can run when he needs to. So we got to see how he performs in the real action here Thursday night.
Coach, taking account of your problems outside the lines and those injuries inside, how do you evaluate your depth?
What was the question?
Taking account of your problems outside the lines and the injuries inside, how do you evaluate your depth?
Oh, our depth. Yeah, we're not very deep in the O-line especially. Yeah, we need all five of those guys to stay healthy. Our backups are two freshman players and a junior college transfer that still doesn't know his assignments very well. So we're thin in the O-line, very thin. So we don't need any injuries up there, especially. Other places, we're in pretty good shape.
Coach, the last two nights, we've had two wide receivers have told us that they think this group can possibly be the best in the country. What does he think this group ranks among the receivers that you've had in your coaching career?
Well, they need to do a lot more before they start talking like that. I don't know who's saying all that. I've said we got a good group of receivers, but we certainly haven't done anything to lay claim to being the best ever around here. When you think Kenny McKinney and Sidney Rice were on the same team 3 years ago. But anyway, yeah, those guys don't need to talk that way. They don't. They just need to worry about playing the best they can. So I wouldn't rate them anywhere right now because they haven't performed all that much this year. Actually, Alshon's a sophomore. Torrey's a sophomore. We're excited about Ace Sanders. He's done a very good job here in preseason practice. But I bet you didn't talk to him, did you? Okay. He may be out there a lot. Who knows?
Coach, with Connor Shaw being a coach's kid, can you tell a difference in those guys in the way that they accept coaching and particularly tough?
Yeah, I think there is a little difference in the coach's kid because they grow up around football all the time, and I guess they watch your dad coach all the time and this, that, and the other. But Connor, he's just a young man that his life is about pretty much about family, football, his faith, I guess, and I think he has a girlfriend back home. So he's, I think, while he's here in school, football and going to class is about it for him.